Hey, Sparkstormer, onto my slides. It's me, Sparkles Leather. Coming to a video. In this video, I am doing Colonel Stryker and his 4 personal armors. And yes, this is also what was it? A multiverse chronicles story. Sorry, and this takes place about 2 to 3 days after the events of my last video. I just really wanted to do this video today, although I do plan on releasing my next one Sunday, probably, or later today if I have time. But until then, let's just roll into it and let's get into this video, and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Oh, you've gotta be freaking kidding me. That motherfucking... that thing hurt. Yep. Got it. That's stupid flamethrower motherfucker. No. That's better. Hey everyone, it's me, Colonel Stryker. And, well, most of y'all seen some of my more business-oriented mechs. I'm here to show y'all some of my personal mechs. And yeah, there we go. While you're in the military, you're going to learn a few things. Funny enough, my name is actually Colonel Stryker. It's actually, the colonel is, well, I was a high-ranking colonel in the military before I left. And my world, yeah, I know about the multiverse. Because how the frick do you have dragons that I've literally been able to been proven that come from a different universe than yours? So, in the military, I learned how to stitch up my arm and legs and stuff like that pretty reasonably well. The first one I'm going to be talking about is the hybrid mech I made out of the 2 I was wearing during this mission. The mission was to get my mech back. I was help from Toka Kirishima's husband, named what was the guy's name? King Kaneki. Yeah, that guy. It turns out they're ghouls. They do eat human flesh, but it's a low amount. Some mostly eat suicide corpses. Kaneki don't really need to eat much of it. And they actually have a daughter that is, in the future, going to get a mech from me. At least I hope so, because she is a little cute kid. But, anyways, with thanks to the help of a few heroes that I have friendly connections with, because they don't really agree with what the HCA Hero Commission Association is on, they helped me get my mech suit back. The first one was, well, the 2 of them were, if I remember correctly, the Mechs and the Mecha Hunter. I made the Mecha Hunter to hunt the Mecha Hero Hunter mech I made. Yeah, guy really lied to me about that one, but I'm not really happy about the guy. The specs on this one is actually pretty advanced by far compared to the other mechs I've made. This one, well, like the name suggests, it is, for the record, it's known as the Hunting Mexecutor. This one is more of a hybrid, and it's also made to both be stealthy and visible, and has a giant buster blade on one of them. The buster blade comes from the Mexecute mech I made. Yeah, I really love the green camo colors. Funny enough, it's actually what I wear all the time. I do have actual different types of camo, but I prefer the green camo. It actually helps me blend in with some... I actually have a training grounds nearby. It's under a different name, like some of the name is relatively closer to my name. But it's property I own, and I use it as a training area for personal mechs. I actually have a secondary base there. It doesn't even show up on metal detectors because I have a unique machine down there that not even the HCA knows about. It's known as a metal cloaker. Anytime you try to detect metal over there, it won't detect the base itself because I programmed it to actually cover the entire thing. It's a little tedious, but trust me, it's very helpful. This mech, the Hunting Executor, has the ability to fly, and it has an red X over its eyes. And well, I made this one to add some spare parts, and I have laying around from me making the other two mechs. I saw that, for the record, I'm talking to you all about 2 days afterwards. I lost a lot of blood, so I passed out, and some of my injuries are a little infected, so I had to clean them up. Hence the reason why when I started this, I was grunting in pain a little, like that. Yep, that hurt. I really need to find those nanobots. Well, anyways, let's see. Here's the next one. This next one is a more advanced mech. I was trying to make a teleportation core, and I crossed some wires the wrong way, and I made a world jumper core. Like the name suggests, it allows me to jump through worlds. The mech is literally named after the core, world jumper. It has a some yellow coloration to it with some blue eyes, because when I open a portal, it's a light blue see-through like material. Think of antimatter, but it's allowing me to travel through another dimension. It's just practically see-through, but once you walk through it on either way, you're instantly teleported to whichever world. It could be completely random, or you can actually program it. The thing has some metal tubings on the back that lead to oxygen, so to O2 tanks. Oxygen that we breathe. So that way, because you never know, if I accidentally go into an area that is full of toxic waste and all that, I would, be able to breathe. And this thing has a filtration system, so no radiation whatsoever can get into it. And I always make sure to do a deep clean and sanitization thing I have in my base. I have a few bases around the world because each age wants my head. Yeah, I'm bisexual. Get over it. Also, Amber Flynn, they are just trying to get me. Frick you! You're the reason why my mechs are mostly damaged. Me and her used to date, for the record. I'm pretty sure there's a report over all of this on the HCA website or whatever. It's definitely like a little thing there. But trust me when I say that dealing with her, she was quite nice before I came out as bisexual. She really hates me for that, but I could care less. I'm still trying to choose on what preference I have, boys or for females or males. It's kind of both aggressively. Okay, sue me. But anyways, sorry about that. Some of the injuries have caused my voice to change a little every now and again, because when I do that, it's like I'm in pretty good amount of pain. But anyways, this mech has a giant motherfucking claw on it that is made to help me bust through rubble to actually help me climb around. Funny enough, I actually world jumped beforehand. What I did was I was heading to this one dimension that was just riddled with rubble. Like different sections of the world were over different things, and each one were types of advancement. Some areas were still in the stone. One age was still in the Stone Age. I met a guy who was what was it? Oh yeah, in this universe. Turns out he's something called a humost. I have no motherfucking clue what that is. But I have seen reports of some vigilante type heroes like Kaneki actually be someone referred to as a humost. They are very powerful. They don't need mechs at all. Weirdly enough, they're actually able to take on some of the more stronger heroes of this world. And funny enough, there's actually a few of them that are some of the dragons, some of the dragon conic heroes. Actually, one of them is actually part-time vigilante. He keeps his identity a secret, but he's told me about his exploits. He's told me about this universe I want to visit. He gained all the memories, which is a very rare occurrence, from the dragon that gave him his powers. It was a very, very old dragon. From what he told me, it was a demotic black dragon. These things are the strongest dragons in that universe. Minus the he was one of the stronger ones. He was like third in line to the top of the strongest ladder. The strongest was actually the weakest of them all. Turns out he was actually claimed by something known as the Demotic Lord King. No idea what that means. But he said that's the highest rank of Demos you can get. You can only get it if under specific conditions, and it appears that this Demos actually met all those conditions. And he has a dragon. It's a freaking powerful one too. That's one of the reasons why I made this mech. So, yeah, let's get to the next one. Yeah, sorry, I had to take a break because, well, I just want to make sure some of my injuries are healed. This has been 3 days now, and they're nearly fully healed because I found those Nanobots. And I've been contemplating to inject them into me. Now my strength and durability has been drastically increased. But speaking of these, I got these from a machine, more of a mech I made called Adapter. This mech, it's pretty much a standard one, but it rapidly sends out Nanobots. It can actually reproduce them at a rapid rate. But due to the fact that it's a pretty powerful mech, it has its downside because it's actually made up of has a very thin layer of some pretty nice metal, but also due to the fact that it's pretty weak if you manage to get through the force field it can generate. A simple EMP can disable the force field. The Nanobots are controlled by the neurons of my brain, so they can't really be disabled. Because I'm using something like telekinesis and telepathy to move around. It's a pretty interesting power for this mech. So yeah. But trust me when I say that the more concentrated the Nanobots are, the harder it is to get through the force field. So, and yeah, finally my voice is back to normal. So yeah, my voice is different because, well, all that pain I was going through. Well, this mech can adapt really rapidly, so I need something to counteract it. And for the record, this thing is actually one of the few mechs that has some form of artificial intelligence in it. It is the reason why is because of the auto adaptation mode onto it. It's a very, very useful form, so I needed something to make sure it doesn't go rampant, because this really, really cares about me. Sort of like how Cielo cares about Reamer Tempest in that anime called Tensura, or reincarnated as that time I was reincarnated as a slime. It's like that, but not nearly as powerful. Trust me when I say that it is a nightmare to deal with. But other than that, yeah, it's a very, very advanced piece of machinery. This one time when I was using it on a rescue mission, I was having to rescue a family member. I forget the guy's name because they're dead. It was like a few years ago. Well, they're dead now. So what happened was that they were kidnapped by the HCA. One of the main reasons why I don't like them. and then nearly tortured it for information on me. So yeah. So yeah, you can see my distrust for them is quite high. And not to mention my hate for them is quite high either. I can still trust a few agents in there. Reason being is because they're actually family members. Married into the family, but still family members nonetheless. But there's some of them I can't really trust though. Like that Amber Flynn person I told you about. She's an ex, and I nearly thought about marrying her until I came out as bisexual, and that all spiraled out. So, yeah. She now wants my head on a platter. But, like I was saying, that rescue mission happened, and he spent another good 5 years alive. I actually forget how many years ago was this. It was closer to 7 or so. It's been a while, okay? After you make so many mechs and you stay up for so much of the time, the days kind of just blur together. So, yeah, my concept of time is pretty busted. Well, I usually, during that mission though, I was having to fend off a few robots, and it was one of the rare times I initiated the auto-adaptation form. And let's just say, without that, I wouldn't be standing. It's actually how I got a scar on my shoulder. It mainly was focusing on defense, with a few lasers here and there pointed at some of the very vital parts of the mechs. It also has advanced perception of where the weak points are. It nearly took over my entire mech armor, and actually, in order to fully fend them off. But it was still really useful during that fight. Now, where's that next one at? Ah, here it is. Now, there's the last one. This one is my favorite mech of all. It is, I literally call it Mechanificent, because it is magnificent how well it works. And this one has all the powers of the previous 3, all merged into one. And it also has the ability to copy other abilities from the other mech armors I've made, due to the nanobots of it. It also has extremely high durability and speed, strength, and all of that good stuff. It also has the color palette from each one, more focusing on the green side, but the bottom of the legs are a yellow color, along with that W for the wall jump bit. That was a extra piece I made while making that armor. It worked out really well when I was trying to make this one. It also has a little laser that comes from my hunting executor, although it's a tad bit bigger, and it still has that giant mechanical claw. But both of them are actually modeled after the blades that the other blade on the that comes from my Mecha Hunter, from my Mech Hunter one, Mecha Hunter armor. Very, very useful. That guy, that one was lovely. Very, very advanced technology. I had to somehow fit in an accumulation core, a power copying core, and a world jumping core into this one. But I finally managed to do it by placing them in a V shape. The power core is actually in the center. The main power core is in the center of it all, but that's more like each of these is like an arc reactor with a different ability. Best way to put it. And each one, there's your standard power core, but then there's the bigger power cores I had to place into it. Main power core is right below the W, whereas the other ones, one of each is placed on the shoulder, and the other one is placed right below it. The world jumper is actually placed below it. The accumulation core is placed on one shoulder, and the power cupping core is located in the other shoulder. they don't really look like that because I managed to build it around and coat it over with some pretty durable armor. But I really, really love that buster blade that comes from my one mech. From it. So I decided to sort of design it that could split apart in 3 pieces. Its main function is to morph into a smaller, albeit still durable, but albeit still very, very good version of said sword. The Nanobots there's actually little crevices in the armor for them to sprout out from. And trust me, when you try to shoot one off, it's automatically magnetized directly back towards me. So yeah, there's really no way to get rid of them. The head is actually more of a gray color that comes from the adapter. Also has 3 horns that comes from my hunting Mechs cuter. Now, it has been very hard to detail it because by far this is my most detailed mech armor or mech suit or whatever out of all of them because of how much I had to put into it. Now, the amount of time and energy I have to waste to actually power up this thing for the first time is going to cost me about 5 years worth of energy bills, but it's going to be worth it. And yes, it works! Yes, it works! Ah, lovely. And for the record, it does have that AI is what I about. It's actually more advanced. I call it, I don't really have a name for it yet. But trust me, I plan on making a, robotic body for that personally. Because it's actually pretty friendly. It's actually in most of my computers now. It helps me, it's like Java's from Iron Man, but albeit pretty more advanced. It can control some of my own personal machinery, but it's mostly located in this armor. It can't control the armor because its primary focus is to help me pilot the thing better. And helmet on. Okay, now to put in the dimension code. Well, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ah! I hope you enjoyed today's video because that's all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe today to join the Spy Ghost Army or Team of Alliance. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.